Greetings in the name of Yahuwah and the Son Yahusha Mashiach. My name is Malak Shalomo. Today is the 17th of June 2024. It's 10:22 p.m. and I'm going to do some technical analysis on BITF, Bitfarms Limited. I'm going to do this for premium tier futures, and you could go check out my boy here, the Chop Zone on YouTube. I'm doing this here for he asked me to look at this a little bit, so I'm gonna break down my take on it, how I use my technical analysis, and let's see what we come up with. So let's see here, and this is our Discord right here, premium tier futures. So we have our little crypto section right here where we post crypto videos. So I'm gonna post it inside here, and this is Jeremy right here. BITF recovering nicely, so I'm gonna do a little technical analysis on that. All right, so I'm not gonna go back too far in the chart here with all this this activity. I'm gonna come back down here to, let's see, we're gonna start here on the weekly at around the 27th of November 2023, where I believe this is a reaccumulation or an accumulation phase right here, right? Or accumulation structure. So let me just take this off right here. Right, so let's do some labeling here. So now we have let's see here. I'm gonna put this is the preliminary supply, right? So let's see, the high on that was 3.18. so let's see here, 3.18. I'm gonna try and speed up and do this as quickly as possible, but I gotta go find these levels. So preliminary supply, then we have here the buying climax, right? The high was 3.56, right? So go over here, 3.56, buying climax. Where are you? Right here. Right now we have the secondary test. The low was 190, right? 190. Find a secondary test. All right, boom. All right, so secondary test right there. And now we have here, we have this uptrust, right? So I'm gonna label this uptrust action right here. The high was 3.91. 3.91 uptrust action. All right, so boom. Right, so we came down here after the uptrust action, and we had something like a spring right here, right? So let's see here. So after this was phase A right here, right? After this secondary test, this was phase B, and I believe here was like phase C, right? Or the extension of phase B, right? Starting from like around here, the 4th of March 2024. So all this I would consider phase B. This would be the beginning of phase C, I think, after the spring here. So the low was 152. All right, I'm gonna put that as a shake. Oh, let me relabel that. All right, so we got the spring. Let's see, spring test. And we started to get volume moving up to the upside here. Let me see, let me just point that out. Right, so we got rise in volume, rise in prices. So everything looking good here. Gotta watch these two candles here. Let me just observe that a little bit. So let's see here on these two candles on the up move. So I guess here we had a little stoppage right here on the breakout, right? So after the spring, got some nice volume on this one, lower volume. So we had a doji volume increase. They took some profit right here at this level. Previous supply level right here at 2.67. So they front run that here at around 2.58, took some profit. Nice volume coming in. So you see the wick this is basically taking profit here, right? They decided to jump back in again on this candle, heavy volume, push back up to the preliminary supply, right? So now this structure is supposed to, from a Wyckoff theory's perspective, we're supposed to break up here, start breaking out, looking to break out and retest, right? So let's see. This trajectory is supposed to be up this way, get a little breakout, a retest, and then go to start uptrending again, right? So that's what we're looking for here on this chart basically. Right, so let's see, let's go down to the daily chart here. So we have these weekly levels from the Wyckoff perspective. Right, nice volume on the dailies as well. This was the breakout candle right here. See, we broke above this level here at 2.58. Heavy volume came in here. This is a volume relative strength indicator. Nice volume going into this right here. So we should get a breakout of the buying climax at 3.56, right? Then we're gonna attack this uptrust action here again at 3.91, and we should get the breakout. After we get the breakout, because basically the breakout is supposed to be around buying climax, break above that, we're outside the range, and then break out outside of the range, break above the uptrust, retest that, and go. Right, so we're looking at potentially coming up to like around 5 here or plus, right? And that'll start another uptrend to probably try and reclaim some of these levels here. Let's go back to the weekly. Right, so looking to the left here, let's see where we got some resistance coming up. So first resistance is going to be here at this high on the 28th of March 2022, which was 4.38, right? So that's just above our uptrust action right here. 4.38 is around here, right here. So that's going to be our first target after we break out from here. So maybe we'll get a touch of that. Let's see, let me make this bigger. Maybe we'll get some like this. Break out of the uptrust, retest, and try and break that level. Right, so that's basically what I would be looking for right now on this chart. Let's see, go back to the daily. All right, let's take a look at some market profile levels on the monthly levels. Right, so last month here we had this was a overlapping lower value. Right, so we had this month here, April, value area high was around, let's see, what is that? Around 215, right? So value area high for last month may drop to 205, right? So, and then value area low also dropped to 170 from previous months, 180, let's see, 180, right? So that's an overlapping lower value. and then we broke out from that. So we pushed above that level, broke above the value area high, and now we're pushing up really nicely. You know, I mean, let me just take this off so you can see. Right, so we broke out from value area high, which was at 206, 205. Take this off, 206, 205. Right, so you see here at value area high, we had a little stoppage right there. We had a little pullback, a little doji kind of formed, broke out, retest that level, and then we went, right? We basically came back here as well and roughly kind of tested this breakout level, right? Let me just point that out. So this level right here, that was a little too thick. Let me take this down a little bit. Right, so this general area right here was breakout and retest, right? And after that we had this gap, and we're just moving up nicely from here, right? Just retesting as we break out. So this was a breakout level here, retest and go. So the uptrend on this is looking real healthy. Let's see here. Let's look at the Camarilla pivots. So for this month, we had a higher value relationship. Let's see. Let me just point this out. Right, so Camarilla R3 was this level right here. Camarilla S3 moved up to 2.1, 2.01, right, which is higher than this previous Camarilla R3. So that's a higher value relationship on the monthly cams. And we broke out of Camarilla R4, right? So we broke out here, had a little pullback, right? Came back down to basically test Camarilla S1, and then we broke out again. So you see we're having that resistance there, the wick or the shadow of the channel, the candle pulled back from Camarilla R3, broke out again, kind of retested it just above, pushed above Camarilla R4, R5. See, we got that stoppage right there, right? Pulled back down, and then this candle broke out from Camarilla R5. So let's see here. I think we pushed above Camarilla R6 as well. No. So this is Camarilla R6 here at 3.45. So right now we had the preliminary supply, getting a little rejection there, a little taking profit right there as a resistance zone, a supply zone. And now it's to try and get to Camarilla R5 and the buying climax at 3.56. So that's the Camarilla setup. Is looking healthy on the trend right there, on the cams, and on the floor pivots, the monthly floor pivots. Let me just make sure we're on the monthly, right? So we already got the floor pivot R4. So that's another take profit zone right there at 3.16, which is lining up with the preliminary supply. So right now we could be taking a little rest. A lot of volume went into this here to get up to this level. So we could take a little rest here, or we could push higher to try and get to the buying climax. So let's see here. Oh, we also had a golden pivot zone, and that wasn't tested at all. So central pivot was at 2.03, and Camarilla S3 was at 2.01. So that was a nice little support level if it did come down there. But we only tested the central pivot once, right? We came down to 2.14, which is the top central pivot, and we leapt off of that. All right, let's look at the, wait, hold on, not the volume profile. Let's look at the VWAP. Let's take off the pivots and the cams. Right. So I pulled this, I anchored this VWAP here from the beginning of this uptrend, which was roughly the 27th of November 2023. Right. We pushed up here, second upper deviation rejection, came back down to first lower deviation here, this green line. Let me use my arrows. Second upper deviation, resistance, breakdown of first upper deviation, straight down to first lower deviation, pushed up off of there, came right back up to second upper deviation, rotated right back down here to first lower deviation. Hasn't gotten to the second lower deviation though, so we almost got there on the spring test. Got this nice reversal here happening off of first lower deviation, and now we're pushing back up. So this second upper deviation is lining up with the buying climax, so we could look for some resistance around here at the buying climax. So if it does follow the same kind of trend where it resists and pulls back off of the second upper deviation, then we could get some resistance right there at 3.56. All right, let's look at the volume pointer control. Let's see, that's going to start from roughly the same place. I believe this is a, hold on, let me see. This is roughly from the beginning of the year. So January, what was that? 25th, 2003 actually, right? So January 25th, 2003. So that's a real long volume profile, but you can see here we the volume pointer control is up here, and then we got the sellers, and now we're coming back and we broke. Let's see how we moved. All right, this is looking good. So we had the high volume going into the volume pointer control, so that's showing initiative buyers are coming in here, right? And as you see, we got that retest right there of the volume pointer control on this candle. So volume pointer control is at 2.83. So let me just make an adjustment here. Let's do a monthly, let's do a 3-month volume pointer control. So let's see here where we're at June. Let's go here. Let's see. Let's go to April 18th. So this, let's see here how far I'd have to go. All right, so 43 bars. So let's see here. All right, so this is a 3-month volume pointer control, and you can see the accumulation volume pointer control, well, the volume profile, my bad. So the volume pointer control here is at 1.84, and we had that push off from the volume pointer control, right? So this is a high volume node here, right? So we had that stoppage right there, created the high volume node at 2.52. Another one was created here as we took profit and retested this area here at 2.81. And this is a low volume node as we shot through here on this big buying at 2.98, 2.97. So it's looking good. It's looking good. So that's all my technicals there for this uptrend. The uptrend is looking healthy. Basically on the VWAP, gotta look out for this second upper deviation and buying climax level as a resistance level. You know what I'm saying? So let me just check out the 1-hour chart and see some weekly levels here. All right, let's take some of this off. Right, that's not good. What do we need here? Do we need more? Let's see, 10,000. Did that work? No, it didn't. All right, so no volume profile on this one. I gotta actually wait. The price on this is way smaller, so this should work. Let's see here. Right. That's it. So let's see, we could go down to probably 5. All right, I think I'm gonna stick with 4. All right, so let's see, this is last week's value area high right here. So let me just draw that up. MP weekly value area high. Where are you? Right there, right? So that's 2.76. We have a single print here at 2.54 on this run up. The POC here is at 2.34. So let's mark that up. And then we have the week's value area low at 2.12. All right. So that's the level here that we gotta, if we're doing a retest, so we're above value. Value area high is at 2.76 on the weekly. So we could take that off. Let's do the pivots. So the central pivot is at 2.66. We didn't have a test of the central pivot range. So this is extremely bullish right here. So this is the TC at 2.76 lining up with the value area high. And wait, hold on. Right. So we didn't get a test. The lowest we got to here this week so far is what is this? Let's see. The low is 2.82 and the top central pivot is 2.76. So this is really bullish. We should get the floor R1 and we already got the floor R1 today, right? This is kind of mirroring as well like the ES. This is looking similar to the ES. So we got the floor pivot R1 lining up with the preliminary supply, but this should shoot up to at least maybe floor pivot R3 3.57. So that's creating some technical analysis confluence from the daily and the weekly, where we didn't touch this this central pivot range at all in this area here. All right, so that's the central pivot range. We didn't touch that, so that's bullish. Bullish to even get to floor pivot R4, which is lining up. Wait. So that'll be a breakout of the buying climax. So if we continue to move up and trend up, we definitely should get to R3, at least R2, right? And let's see what it does for the rest of this week. So this definitely has potential to break out to possibly 3.78, right? So let's see here, throw on the Camarillas. right? So Camarilla R6 is at 3.97. Camarilla R5 is at 3.58. Our first resistance here is Camarilla R4 at 3.32. We already broke out of Camarilla R3, which was at 3.10. All right, so that's looking good. This is a higher value relationship on the weekly. You can see here Camarilla, previous week's Camarilla R3 was at this level. Now Camarilla S3 has surpassed that level by a lot and come up to 2.64. So this is looking really good, man. This is looking really good. So my boy Jeremy, he's in a good space. I don't know exactly where he got in, but this is definitely looking good, bro. This is definitely looking good. Let's see some VWAP levels on the weekly. And we're above this. Let's see where I'm setting this from. Let me make sure. All right, so where I want to set this from, I want to anchor this from right here. The beginning of last week, let's say the 10th of June. It's all on. All right, so we're above the first upper deviation. Right, so we rode above that nicely, coming up here. Let me just make this bigger. Right, so this created some support here. Nice buying off of that. Well, not huge buying, but nice support, right? And even opening coming into this week, we rode above that. As we got up to here, the second upper deviation, we're starting to get that pullback. But I guess that's at the end of the session, so we gotta get above Camarilla R4 and this second upper deviation here to continue this bullish move. So hopefully we don't get no rejections at this level. All right, bro. I hope that was a nice little breakdown here. I hope this was helpful. To me, it's looking really good. It's all the technicals are showing that it'll probably break out even higher. We should get to like the uptrust action here, maybe 3.92 in a nice little healthy uptrend, and probably even break out of that level. All right, y'all. So it's a Malak Shalomo. This was my breakdown for. Just get this here. Right, for premium tier futures. This is our crypto report section. Right. Where we talk about Bitcoin, we post videos in there. Jeremy is really active with those altcoins and stuff like that. So I really gotta get into buying some more altcoins and stuff like that, man. So yeah, I'm gonna post it in this right here. We also got this guy, what's his name, Crypto Lifer. He has some really good videos, man. So I was posting some of his stuff. I posted something from Shadow Trader as well. All these guys are on YouTube. You can check them out. And let's see. This is our main section here where we kind of, it's like a trading room, but we're not calling out trades. Obviously, we're not CFAs or anything like that. We can't do that. But this is just our little community where we talk to each other about what kind of trades we taking and stuff. So this was my trade for today, my trade recap. And it's good to have a little community to bounce off your ideas and stuff. All right, y'all. So it's Malak Shalomo. Y'all trade safe and stay blessed.